Good morning, everyone. In the last class, we are trying to check with a while loop related example here. So today, we are going to check with some other important things, how we can work with the while loop here. So let me open the last class where we implemented. This is the while loop test we have implemented in the last class here. But observe here, what exactly we are trying to work here. So what exactly we are trying to working internally. So initially, the while loop we are having some of the condition here. So what exactly the particular loop is doing internally? First he is going to check with the condition here, right? So first he is checking with the condition, and if the condition will satisfy, what is doing internally? It's moving internal section of this particular internal block of the while loop. So if the condition is failed, what is happening here? It is coming out of the particular while block here. So that we identified in the last class. So here the simple example. So we check with a simple example. The loop is repeated until 10 times here. This particular loop is repeated 10 times here. Later, what is happening here? At the 11th time, what happening here? This particular condition will become fail. The particular condition which is failed here. Right. So whenever the condition is failed, what is doing? It is come out of this particular while loop here. And along with this, in the last class, we provided two variables here, and we initialize the two variables here. So we are trying to find out the midpoint of this particular I value, and same way how exactly this particular loop is terminating after repeating few iterations. After iterating the few iterations later, like when this particular conditions is going to return false. The simple example also we identified in the last class here, but now we'll try to move with a do while loop here. So how exactly we can check with the do while loop? What is the difference between while and do while loop here? Getting the point. So if you observe the simple example here, basically the while is expecting the condition first. If the condition satisfied only, it will try to enter into the block of code. But whatever this particular do while here, the do while here first time is going to give an option. Getting the point. So it's going to give a first time choice. So it's going to give like first time it will try to execute the first time. Later for the second time iteration, what it will do? It will try to check with the condition. So to understand more here, now you can observe the syntax we need to follow first, so that you are going to have understanding here how exactly this particular do while is going to work. Now you can observe this is the condition. Sorry, this is the do while syntax here. This is the do while syntax here. Now what you are understanding here, whatever the statement we are going to write inside this particular block, inside this particular do while here, whatever the statements we are going to write, what happens internally? So it's going to execute first time. Getting the point. So it's going to execute first time. Later, what we are doing is we are trying to check with the condition. If this condition will fail, if this particular condition will fail, what happens internally? So it will go for it will not repeat it one more time here. So carefully observe, if this particular condition will return fail, directly it will back to the line number 21 or 22. Getting the point. Whenever this condition will become true, what happens internally? Again, it will try to execute the one more time. Getting the point. Again, it will try to execute the one more time here until this particular condition fails. Until this particular condition fails, what happens internally? It will try to execute. It will try to execute multiple times here. Once this particular condition will fail, it will come out of the below statements here. So this is also very important, the iteration loop we are discussing here. But now we need to understand the difference between do while and do while loop here. So what exactly the difference we are going to understand here? The simple example here, the do while first time we're giving an option to execute the whatever the lines of code we are going to write. So without checking the condition, we are going to execute. But back to here, the while loop, first only the condition is going to check. Later, it will enter into the block once this particular condition will become true. Okay, now we'll observe the simple example how exactly this particular do while is going to identify here. Okay, now, so let me create a one simple example here. Do while. Now you can identify how this particular do while is going to execute here. So now I'm trying to specify the n value is equals to 10. I'm trying to work with the do. So what I'm doing here, the same example we are trying to work with the do while, because in the previous example when we are trying to check with the while loop here, the same example I'm checking here. If you observe, so if you observe here, what we did in the previous example, we defined the n value, right? So we are checking the condition, but only the difference here, before checking this particular condition, now what I am doing here, I'm trying to print this particular n value. I'm trying to print this particular n value. Later, I'm checking with the condition. So what is the condition I'm making here? You can observe. So you can observe what is the condition I'm making here. So this is the one way to make the particular condition here. Getting the point? So this is the one way to make the condition, or else we can go for this particular section also. Or else we can go for this particular section. First we'll observe how exactly this condition is going to work using this particular do while. How exactly this particular condition is going to work. If I'm going to run the same example here, we'll observe how many times this particular loop is executing here. So now you can see 10 to 1. The same here. The same example how we use for the particular while loop, the same time is executing. But if you observe, if I'm going to run the same example using this particular do while, I'm trying to run into the debug mode here. So now you can observe, so change the perspective here. So whenever I'm trying to move inside the next line here, whenever I'm trying to click on F6 here, so you can observe. So here we are not checking any condition here. Now you can see the 10 value is printing here. The 10 value is printing here. So later we are checking the condition. Later we are checking the condition. So now you can observe. What is the n value now? The n value will become 9. So now, even though the n value will become 9, the condition is returning true or false. The condition will return true here. So 9 value printing. So now again we are checking here. So if you observe, the n value will become 8. So still also the condition is satisfying here. Still also the condition is satisfying here. Now you can observe with the 8 we are printing. Same way we are checking the 7 value we are getting here. So 7 also the condition will become true. Now we are checking the 6. So now up to first. Up to so first year. Now you can check here. So what exactly the condition we are having? 1. The condition we are having 1. Right. Whenever we are trying to decrement here. So what we are doing here, using this particular pre-decrement operator. So what we are going to do? So first it will going to decrease this particular n value. Is going to decrease the n value. Later, what we are doing here, we are trying to check with the condition. If I'm going to check with this particular condition using Control Shift to I, observe here, which is returning false here. Which is returning false here. So whenever this particular condition which is returning false here, so carefully observe here, again it will not go into this particular do here. It will come out of this particular loop here. Now you can see, now you can observe here, so which is not going inside this particular statement here, which is not going inside this particular statement here. So now you can observe it is coming out of this particular while block here. So the do while block is coming out of the do while here. Right. Now we are in the line number 10 here. So this is the way the do while is going to work here. So now what you are understanding is only the simple difference is it's going to give a first time choice here. So later which is going to make the condition. Later which is going to make the condition here. So this is all about the do while here. Okay. Now Now what I'm doing here, I want to check with this particular, sorry, minus n. So minus n. So it's going to give little bit more understanding regarding the same example here. Observe here, again, now we are in the line number 5. Now we are trying to initializing the n value will become 10. So you can observe, so without checking the condition, we are entering into this particular do block, value printing. Now n value will become, so n value will become, you can see 9 here. The right side variable section, you can observe the n value will become 9, right? So later what we are doing here, because n value will 9 now, so we need to check the condition. The condition will become true here. So whenever the condition will become true, so now you can see which is entering into this particular do condition. So the do block here, not the condition. The do block is executing here. Now you can see the n value will become 8. Now you can check here. So in the console, the variable console, we are able to see the n value. Later we are checking the condition. So this time also the condition will satisfy. N value 7. So now n value 6. N value 5. N value 5. So now we can check here. So n value 3. N value 2. So whenever this particular, now the n value will become 1. So 1 also this condition will satisfy. 1 also this condition will satisfy. But whenever we are having this particular 0, what happening internally? So this condition will become false here. So this particular condition will become false. But now you can observe it's not going inside this particular do block. It is coming out of the line number 11 here. So this is the way the particular section is going to work whenever we are trying to discuss with the particular loop here, the do while loop here. Getting the point? So simple example I want to discuss here, because we already identified. So if condition we identified, switch condition we identified. Same way we are discussing the while loop also we identified. So later we identify the do while and we identify the for loop also. So the simple example I want to define here. So how exactly the do while is going to work one more time here. The simple example, menu related example. I want to specify menu related example here. So if you observe how exactly the menu related example which is going to work here. Right. Internally, what I'm doing here, I'm trying to provide the choice here. Later, what I'm doing here, sorry, I'm trying to work with the do block here. So if you observe, I'm trying to provide the some menu related information here. So this is the first one, help on. Later, I'm trying to work with the first condition. The first condition here, if. The first condition, if. And second, I want to make here switch here. The second, I want to make here switch. And the third, I want to make here while. Getting the point? So careful observe. The fourth one, I want to make do while. And fifth one, I want to make for loop. Right. So these are the menu I want to print initially. Getting the point? So these I want to print initially. So later what I'm going to do, so I want to check with one more here. So I'm giving an option here, choose. choose one. So try to check with any element here. So what you are trying to work with, like if condition or so switch case or anything. So what you want to work here, just I'm trying to give a choose option here. So what we are going to do, choice here, what I will do, I want to check with the system dot in dot read method. Using this particular read method, cast the read here. Okay. Now we identified here. So we are going to get this particular choice here. Now what I am doing, this particular choice. So this section is important here. Using this particular choice here, what I am doing here, if this particular less than 1 or so greater than 5. Now you can observe what we are doing here. I am making the condition here. So less than this particular 1 or greater than this particular I. So what I am doing here, I am trying to give an option to repeat one more time. I'm trying to give an option to repeat one more time here. Getting the point. So let's see, the read method is going to give an exception. I want to handle with the I guess what. Okay, we identified here. So whenever we are trying to print this, whenever we are trying to this example, these are the messages we are going to see. So from this particular command line, whatever the value we are going to provide here, the value which is going to store inside this particular choice here. So which is going to store inside this particular choice. Later, what I'm trying to do, I will try to check with the switch case here. I'm trying to work with the switch case. So how exactly the switch case is going to work? Now, if you observe, choice I want to make. Here, the condition I'm making as a 1. The condition I'm making as a 1 here. So you can observe, so what exactly this particular one condition is going to work. So what is our one condition here? Something called if condition. Simple message I want to provide here. This is the if here, and I want to check with the syntax here. I want to provide the syntax here, right? And another one I want to provide the else statement. Getting the point. So basically, this is the message I want to provide, and this is the if condition statement here, and else statement. So these are we already identified. This is a syntax about the if condition, right? Now, so if I'm going to check with 2 here, if I'm going to check with 2, what happens internally? So careful observe. I'm trying to work with 2, case 3. Case 4, case finally we are having 5. So these are about the 5 because we provided as a up to 5 year. So let me decrease some console here. Now you can observe if condition. The second one, switch condition. So what exactly this switch condition will check here? Switch here. Here we need to specify the expression and case statements. And the third one we are having while loop. Sorry, while loop here. So what exactly the while loop is going to check? While condition and so here statements here, and fourth one here do while, do statement here, and while condition. And finally, what we are having for loop here. And so simple understand here. Initialization, condition, iteration. And so below statements here. And default, what can I do? So simple one, I want to specify choose correct one. Choose correct choice. Right. So some message I want to provide in the default. But make sure here how exactly we are working. If you observe, so first we are checking with the do while. Later we are working on the case here. Later we are working on the case here. So basically this example is going to work only one time here. Now you can observe. So now you can observe here what exactly we are doing here. So the simple message I'm printing help on, and later we are having so these many messages here. These many messages here. So now, so what we need to specify here, because we need to specify anyone we need to select, right? So you can observe this particular application is not yet terminated here. So still it is in the active mode. Now we need to specify the one value. Now I'm giving 2. So now you can check here, whenever we are trying to give what is happening internally. So this is the switch here, and this is the switch expression case statements. So this is the switch expression and case statements. But how exactly it is working here? So this is very important here. Getting the point. So to understand here, what I will do, I will make a breakpoint here, and we'll try to run the same example using debug mode, so that we are going to have more understanding how exactly these applications are working internally. Now you can observe the print statements are printing here. Whenever the line number 15 is trying to execute here, what happens internally? So this particular statement here, it will try to load the values from the command line. So this particular statement here, what is doing internally? It will try to load the values from the command line here. Right. Now we need to understand here. So whatever the value we are going to provide. So you can see, so which is expecting the value from the command line here. Now we need to specify. I'm trying to specify the 5th year. Getting the point. Whenever I'm trying to specify the 5th year, so we'll check with here the case statement here. Now you can observe we are in the while loop here. So what is the choice we are getting here? 5. So if it is greater than 5 and if it is less than 1, now what we are doing here? We are giving an option to repeat one more time. So if I'm going to check here, which is returning false here, this condition will returning false here. Getting the point. So this is very important here. When this condition is going to return true, whenever we are trying to give between this range here, out of this particular range, whatever the value we are going to specify here, getting the point. So in that case only the while condition is going to return true. Again, it's going to execute here. But in our case, it's not going to repeat one more time because this particular condition returning true false here. For this while condition which is returning false. Okay. Whenever it is returning false, what happens internally? It will come out of the particular do while loop here. Now you can check here. Now you can check here. It's not repeating one more time. It is coming out of this particular do while loop. So what is the choice we are having? The choice we are having 5. So that we already identify. So whenever we are having this particular expression, so it's going to check with the appropriate case here. So directly the 5th case is executing here. So we are making the statement here. Now we are coming out of the particular main application here. So this is all about the simple example we are working on the do while. Along with the particular do while, what we are doing here? So we are working on the internally. We are working internally switch cases also. Anyone having a question regarding this particular example? Okay, so I'm expecting all are clear. So whatever the example we made just now, so the example all are clear, right? Okay, now we'll observe. So do while also we identified, and for loop also we identified in the previous example. We already checking with the particular for loop here, right? Now, so I want to provide more information on this particular for loop here. So I want to provide the different style here. How exactly we can work with this particular for loop here. So and to work with this particular for loop, okay. Now let me go for the simple example. So if I observe, because the basic for loop we already identified, now I want to check with a simple example, which is expecting different here. So into a comma b, into a comma b, and now what I'm doing here, a is equals to 1 comma b is equals to 2. So b is equals to 4. Can we take like this here? Can we? I want to check with like this and b minus minus. So I'm trying to take here more than one variable here. So as of now, we identify with the one variable loop here. But today, so we are going to discuss two variables information. So how we are defining this particular two variables information? So a is equals to 1 and b is equals to 4 here. Getting the point. So a is equals to 1, b is equals to 4. What we are doing here? We are trying to initializing the two variable and we are having one condition and we are having two iteration information here. So this is also will possible here. So this is also possible here. The simple here, I want to check with a value. I want to check with a value and b value. I want to check with a value and b value. Observe here with the two variables how we are trying to execute this simple example on the loop here. So how many times this particular loop is repeating here? Now you can observe only 2 times. So why only the loop is repeating 2 times here? Because what is the condition we are making here? Something called a less than b. So initially, what is the a value we are having? Something called 1 and what is the b value we are having? 4. So whenever we are making this particular condition here, so you need to understand here 1 less than 4. The 1 less than 4 condition is going to satisfy true. So whenever this particular condition is satisfying true, we are already aware of it. The whatever the lines of code we made internally, those lines of code is going to execute here. Getting the point. Later, what we are doing here, because the second iteration, the a value will become 2 and the b value will become 3, because we are working with a post increment operator for a and we are trying to work with a post decrement operator for b here, so that the a value increased 1 and b value will decrease 1 value. Getting the point. So now a value become 2 and b value become 3. So in this case also this condition will satisfy, because now we are in the still a less than b. So after executing the second line, so whenever we are trying to repeat for the third line, what happens for the third iteration here, what exactly it is happening internally? the a value by default will true, a value which is incremented, the value will become 2. Now, whenever we are trying to repeat third iteration, the a value will become 3 and the b value will become 2. So in this case, this particular condition is not going to satisfy. So that is we already identified here. But make sure how we can work with more than one variable here. How we can work with more than one variable here, and how we are trying to work with more than one variable iteration here. So this section is important here, right? So whenever we are having more than one variable, what we are doing here, we are trying to work with comma specified here, right? Now I want to check with one more variable here. So I want to check with one more example. If we observe, I want to make comment section here. I want to make this particular comment section here. I want to providing as a int one variable and boolean done. So what I'm doing here, I'm trying to specifying here the done also, the done variable as a false here, and I is equals to 0. I is equals to 0. I'm not defining any initialization section. Getting the point? I'm not defining any initialize section. I'm making only the condition section. So I'm not doing any iteration section also. So careful observe here. We are not having any initialization and we are not having any iteration. So where we are providing this particular initialization and iteration. So if you observe I value, I is something, right? Here I want to print I value, and later what I'm doing here, I want to check with I equals to 10. I want to check with I equals to 10. What I'm doing here, I'm making the particular variable as a true. So later I'm trying to work with a plus plus. I'm trying to work with a plus plus. So carefully observe here. So where we are defining this particular initialization section. So we are not defining the particular initialization section inside this particular loop here. Inside this particular loop. So where we are defining the particular variable here. Outside of this particular loop, we are defining the initialization section, something called line number 12. But only we are making the condition here. The iteration section also we are not making inside this particular loop, but we are making internal the particular while loop, for loop. Internal for loop we are making the iteration here. So observe how exactly this simple example is going to work. So this particular example also, it's going to run how many times? 10 times here. So whenever, now you can observe here, let me change to this particular, I want to make it this particular I to be, the console to be this. Let me remove this. I don't want to use this outline also. Okay, here we can check here. Now reset. So save as. Okay. Now we can observe here so that it is easy to understand the console related information. But observe, so what we are doing here, initially we are defining one variable here, and later we are checking with one more variable we are defining something called boolean data type. The value we are making by default has a false here, and the I value we are initializing the line number 12. So for this initialization, we are not providing any the initialization inside this particular loop. So simply we are making the condition. So initially, so what is the condition we are going to get? Because the particular done variable by default value we are having false. By default we are having false. So whenever it is false, we are making the not condition, right? So that will become true. So that will become true. It will keep on executing the I value. So later we are checking the I value with a 10, right? The I value initially 0, that is not going to satisfy, and internally we are trying to iterating here. So whenever the I value will become 10, So what happens internally? We are making this particular condition here. Whenever the particular I value will turn here, so simply we are returning true. We are trying to initialize the particular variable called done as a true. So whenever this particular done we are making as a true, what happens internally? This particular condition will become false. This particular will become false because not condition we are checking here. Getting the point? So this is very important section. Sometimes, so they're into a bit confusion here whether it's going to work or not, right? So you need to understand here how exactly which is going to work. And the final one I want to specify here. Even I'm not using this particular variable. So I'm not using this particular variable here. So you can observe here how many times this particular loop is going to repeat here. So we don't have a initialization condition and iteration. We are not defining anything as the for loop parameter. Getting the point? So if I'm going to run the same example, you can observe. So you can see the loop is repeating here. The loop is repeating here. The loop is not stopping here. Getting the point? So this we are going to call as a infinity loop here. This is we are going to call as a infinity loop. So there is no condition here. There is no condition here. Getting the point? So this is also very important here how we can make the particular infinity loop here. So now to stop this particular infinity loop, what we can do, we need to stop this particular console. So you can see the I value increased up to so something called 38 lakhs. So initially the I value will become 0. Now you can observe how many times this particular loop is repeated here. So around this many times the particular loop is repeated, around 38 lakhs the loop is repeated here. So finally manually we stop the particular loop here. Getting the point? So this is we are going to call as a infinity loop. So basically here we don't have a condition and iteration and everything. Okay. So now this is we identified here. Okay. So any questions regarding this particular loop here, the particular for loop here? And here I want to ask one question here because we are trying to move with one example. So how we can check with the prime number logic? So prime number logic. If I want to work with the prime number logic here, so what are the ways we need to identify? Like how the logic we need to identify to find out the given number is a prime or not? So can you please explain me if anyone having an idea? So how we can identify whether this particular number is a prime or not? No one. Oh. Okay. So observe here. So if we don't have any option here, what we can do, so we'll check with the Google because so to find out the what exactly the prime numbers, so internally how exactly the prime number logic is going to work and like how we are going to identify the given number is a prime or not. The given number is a prime or not. So let me write a simple example, prime number. Getting the point. Now I want to make this particular. So prime number. Yes. So you can observe basically the prime number which is going to divide, sorry, not divide, which is going to multiply 1 and itself here. Something called, so it's going to multiply with the one number and it's going to multiply with itself. Itself is nothing but the simple here 2. So whether we can identify two number is a prime number or not. So simple here, what exactly it's going to provide here. So where we can see the simple description I want to check here. Maybe I think. So you can see this particular description here, so that we are going to have here. So which is divisible by 1 and itself here. So this section we are going to have prime number. This logic is very important here. Getting the point. So now how we can identify whatever the number we are going to give, whether the particular number is a prime number or not. So what is the logic we need to make here? So this we need to understand here. The particular logic here, which is the given value is divided by 1 and itself here. Itself is nothing but the simple example I want to check with number 2. The number which is going to divide by number 2 and number 1. So in these two cases only the value it needs to be divided. So otherwise what happens here? It is trying to divide multiple values. What we can do? So that is not a prime number here. That is not a prime number. So we'll have a simple example here. So to understand here, I want to provide the number here, and we need to check with Boolean whether this particular the given number is a Boolean or prime or not. We need to check with the Boolean value. So two variables I'm defining. Number value I want to check with so 14. The given 14 is a prime number or not. We can check here. So simply, if this particular number less than 2, what we can do? So is prime is equals to false. Getting the point? Because more than two numbers we need. More than two numbers we need here. So 1 and 2 by default those are the prime numbers here. But here, so what we need to do more than this particular number 2. So we need to check here, right? And else what I'm doing here, else prime is equals to true. So these are the condition I'm making, and later what I'm doing here, I'm trying to check with the loop here. So what is a loop I want to check here? Basically we already identified here, so we don't want to check with the 1 and 2. So that's the reason I'm trying to start from the 2. So I value I'm trying to start from the 2 here. So later what I'm doing here, whatever the variable, whatever the number value we are providing here, so I'm trying to check with I'm trying to make one condition using this particular division operator. So using this particular division operators I want to check. So instead of repeating multiple times, what I'm doing here, I'm trying to divide with I value, so that we can reduce the iteration of this particular loop here. We can reduce this particular iteration of this particular loop here. So observe carefully. So num. So basically, what is the sentence we need to follow? If we observe what we identified here, this particular number which is only divided by which dividable, right? So whenever we are trying to divide this particular number, so we need to check with a 0. So something case what we need to do here, whenever whatever the number we are having, so this particular number which is going to divide by the given number here, given number called 1 and itself here. So itself is nothing but this particular number here. So in these two cases, so the remainder we are going to get as a 0. So what we are going to do? So we are making this particular prime number as a false here. So carefully observe how exactly I'm making the condition. Carefully you can observe how exactly I'm making the condition. This particular is from I'm making as a false. So by default it is true. So by default it is true based on this particular two conditions. Based on this particular two conditions, what we are doing here? We are making the given number, whatever the number we are giving here, so this particular number which is less than 2, if it is a less than 2, we are making as a false here. We are making as a false. So else we are making as a true. Because by default we are making as a, the number it is a prime number. Because, so the number which is we are getting more than 2. Later, what we are doing here, we are checking the, like we are into the loop here. So what we are doing here, first we already identify. So 192, we don't want to check with 192 because all are the 192 by default prime numbers here. Getting the point. So from the 2 onwards, we want to check here. From the 2 onwards, we want to check here. Right. And so instead of looping this particular for loop multiple times here, what I'm doing here, I'm trying to make, like I'm trying to reduce this particular iteration here. I'm trying to reduce the iteration here. So what exactly the iteration we are going to get? Now you can observe the particular number we are having 14 here. And what is the I value we are having? 2. So how exactly this particular loop is going to repeat? How exactly this particular loop is going to repeat here? So this is the second value and we are having 14 here. So what happens internally? So we are going to have 7, right? So first time we are making the condition 7. Whatever we are trying to provide here, the particular division operation, what happened internally? We are making the condition something called I less than 7. I less than 7 because we are checking with the I. So something called 2 less than 7. The condition will become true. And later what we are going to do, we'll check with the 3 because the I value will become 3. So now 3. So in how many times this particular 14 is going to divide here? So how many times this particular 14 is going to divide? 4 here. Getting the point? 4. So we are going to get here 2. So this is not, we are not going to consider here. So basically we'll consider this particular 4. So now what we need to do? So 3 less than 4. So this condition also will satisfy. Getting the point? Whenever we are making this particular 4, we need to check with the 14 here. So we need to check with the 14. So 3. Getting the point? So whenever we are getting this particular 3, because so what happens internally, I value will become 4 and we are getting this particular 3 condition. So this condition will become false here. So how many times this particular loop is going to repeat? Only 2 times. So this particular loop is going to repeat only 2 times here. Okay, now observe. So we'll identify how exactly the values are going to print here. Okay, back to here. So we'll check with this particular condition. We identified, we are making the break statement and everything. So after completion of this particular loop, I want to make this particular condition call is prime. So if it is this particular prime here, I want to print the given number is a prime here. Else what we can do? So it is not a prime number. It is not a prime number. So we'll observe simple. So we'll check here. The given number is not a prime number. The given number is not a prime number. So 14 is not a prime number. So how we can check whether 14 is not a prime number or not? How we can check here? So simple. To understand this particular simple example, first what we need to do, we need to check the diagram. So 1 to 100 or 1 to something 50, we need to check with the prime numbers here. So what are the prime numbers we are having? You can see, you can observe here 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17. There is no 14 here. The 14 is not a prime number here. Okay, I want to check with the 13 here. So I want to check with the 13 here. So you can observe whether 13 is a prime number or not. The given number is a prime number. Getting the point. So now what you understanding here? 13 is a prime. Okay. We'll observe how exactly this expression, this logic is working. To understand here, what we need to do? We need to check with in a debug mode. So we need to check with the debug mode. Now observe here what exactly I'm trying to do. So carefully observe the number value we are having 14. So the condition is checking here. So 14 less than 2, which is returning false here. So now by default the 14 is a prime number. This particular is prime, what is returning? True here. Is prime is returning true. Okay. Now we identify the condition because more than 2 only we want to check the conditions here. So as of now you can check here. So first what is the value we are getting? Okay. I value is not satisfying here. So we'll check the condition here. We'll check the condition. So initially we identified here 7. So the 7 will become true. Now you can observe what is the num we are having 14. What is the I we are getting here? What is the I we are getting 2? So the remainder we are going to get as a 0 because we already identified here. So this section is important here. This particular section is very important here. If we observe what we are doing here, here we are making 14. So here we are having 2. So this particular, the 14 is going to divide by 7 times here, and the remainder we are getting 0. So this particular 0 we are going to check with the modulo operator. This particular 7 is going to check with the division operation. So carefully observe here, this section is going to identified by the modulo operator, and this section is going to identify the division operation. Getting the point? So this particular, so quotient value we are going to get 7 as a this condition. So here we are going to get the 7, and so here we are going to get 0. So this is very important here. Cutting the point. Now, so because of this, what we are getting here? Now you can observe this particular modulo operator we are getting as a 0. So whenever we are making this particular high, so what we are doing internally? We are making false and loop break. So this particular loop is not going to repeat more times. So this is not a prime number, right? So now we'll check with 13. So we'll check with 13. Now if I'm going to run the same example in a debug mode, you can observe, so as if at this time the condition, the line number 8 condition, again it will return false. So by default this else section, it is a prime number. Now we identify the condition 2. So now, so what we need to do here, so we need to check with the number we are having 13 here. The number we are having 13 here. Getting the point? So observe one more time I'm trying to write here. So one more time I'm trying to write here. So you can observe how many times this particular 13 is going to divide here. 6. Getting the point? But now we are getting the remainder 1 here. So now what you are understanding here? Whenever we are getting this particular remainder 1, so this condition is not going to satisfy. So this particular condition is not going to satisfy. Again, second time the loop is going to repeat. The second time I value will become 3, and so same we are having the 13 here. The number value we are having 13. So now you can check here. Again we are getting 1. Cutting the point. Again we are getting 1. So whenever we are getting this particular 1, again the line number 11, the condition is not going to satisfy. But second time what happens here, only the loop is going to repeat 2 times. For the third time the loop is not going to repeat because of, so if you observe, we are going to get the condition will become false here. So carefully observe, Now we need to check this particular I. We are going to get 1. So that is we already identified here. The condition is not satisfying here. So we are into the second time we are coming. So now we are having I value will become 3. So we'll check with this particular I. So that will return as a 4. That will return as a 4. And this will return as a 1. So that is we already identified here. So this simple. So the second also it's not satisfying here. Now we can check here. So this will return as a 3. Sorry, 4. How? Okay. Maybe I think it is not repeated. Still I values become 3. Now we can observe the I value is increased here. The I value increased here, and the condition we checking here. So the condition which is returning false. Getting the point. So now we can observe the Boolean value we are having true. So by default which is returning true. So the given number which is returning true. Basically whenever the particular prime number which is trying to divide by another value, so whenever we are trying to have the remainder, we are going to get 0. So those we are not going to get as a prime number. If we are not getting 0, those number will consider prime numbers here. Okay. So this is a simple example we identified. In our upcoming classes, we'll try to check with the logical questions and more. But first we need to know the basic understanding of this particular Java language. Okay. Now we need to understand the syntaxes and loops and conditions. Getting the point. So these are about the simple example we identified here. In our tomorrow class, so one more for each style. Basically in the Java 1.5, one more for loop is introduced. So that is we are going to discuss in our tomorrow class. That's the concept we are going to call as a for each. Okay. The particular for each concept we are going to discuss in tomorrow. So any questions regarding our today's session?
ఇది అంతగా అర్థంగా సార్ టైం ఉంది బట్
Sorry, I did not understand.
టైం ఒకసారి రిపీట్ చేస్తే అంత అంటే అంత పర్ఫెక్ట్ అర్థం కాలేదు.
Okay. Okay, Panjadam. So we can discuss the same example tomorrow. I will try to provide more information on regarding this particular prime.
Sure, sir. Thank you.
Okay. So one more. Can you explain reverse array elements program? Yeah, sure. So we'll have so that's the reason I'm explaining it. The logical questions we'll discuss after completion of the basic examples here. After completion of the basic example on Saturday, so we'll discuss the logical questions here. Okay. So any other questions?
No, sir.
Okay. So thanks for joining. We'll continue tomorrow.
Okay, sir. Bye.
Thank you, sir.